Crispy Leah.
Yes.
Take a seat. Would you like anything to drink?
I'm okay, thank you.
Do you have any questions before we start?
I was just wondering, like, the things that I tell you, is it gonna stay between me and you, or?
Yes. They will stay between us as long as you're being safe and you're not harming yourself and you're not harming others.
Okay.
That
Sounds fair.
Okay. Awesome. So what kind of brings you in today?
I wanted to talk to somebody. I was a little bit stressed out about my practicum for school. Like, we're going in less than a month, and all of my other friends have found their placement and like gotten placed and had their interviews already, and they already know what they're doing, and I'm one of the only ones that have been like left. It feels like it's kind of last minute.
It seems like you're pretty concerned about that.
Yeah, kind of like I've been pushed to the side a little bit.
You don't like the feeling of being the last one?
No, and I don't like the feeling of, it's not that I don't mind being the last one, because it's totally fine if I was. I would just like him to check in with me a little bit and just like let me know what's going on.
So you feel like he hasn't been as supportive as you'd like him to be?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he's forgotten about me. I just feel like he might, not that he doesn't care either, because I do understand like he is very busy and it's probably stressful for him as well. It's just I feel like he doesn't realize like my anxiety behind like not knowing what I'm doing and where I'm going.
And since it's his first time, he might not feel the way you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because I feel like he's already helped so many other kids. He's kind of felt like his job is done, and like he's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. Is there anything else that's bothering you? It seems like there might be something else going on.
I think it's just for like the lack of control that I have over the situation, and I can't, I can't just go into his office and be like, hey, like what the heck's going on? Because that's,
And you sound like a smart girl. It sounds like you've probably talked to him about this before.
Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times about it. He just told me that it's a process and it takes a little bit, and I do understand that.
Yeah, and it's just making you very frustrated because it seems that every time you do take a step for action, it seems like you don't get anywhere. Yeah, like kind of, it's overwhelming because it seems like I just get shut down whenever I try to talk to him about it, and it's just like a one-word answer or almost like an excuse that he's giving me. Yeah. And I would like him to just be honest and say like, hey, listen, like, sorry, I haven't found anything. Yeah. And that would be a little bit better. So you value the honesty from people? Yeah, exactly. So we've kind of talked about that you're stressed out about practicum because it's just something new and something you've never done before, and we've talked about the fact that you don't have control over it. Is there any other fears that you have? I think also it's because we do have to do interviews with our employer, and I've never done an interview before. Like, I've always just been hired. Yeah. So it's kind of nerve-wracking for me. Like, I don't want to mess up and get rejected just because I don't know how to do that. So you also have a fear of rejection? Yeah. A fear of rejection is quite similar to a fear of having no control. Because if you get rejected, you have no control over where you're going, right? Yeah, exactly. So those seem like the three biggest fears. Or are there anything else that's like kind of nagging you? You feel like you should tell someone, but you don't seem like it's important enough? There is one other thing. On my resume, like that I handed in with all my practicum stuff, I do have my current manager from bench, and we found out, like, she told me that I wouldn't get the time off that I needed at work, so I quit my job last week, and it's just kind of, it's nerve-wracking for me as well, just because she is on my resume, and we don't get along very well, like we're not on the greatest terms. So at the time, she said that she would be like a good reference for me and it would be fine, but now that we're in a fight and I quit my job, like I'm not sure if she's gonna
like put a sour taste in other people's mouths.
So you're a little bit anxious that you're going to get a bad review from her.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm also wondering if that might be the underlying reason of why like I haven't heard, because I'm wondering if like our practicum coordinator like has stuff signed up, but they've called her and she's, you know, said rude things or whatever, right?
And that's another thing that you don't have control over. And you didn't have control over getting the hours off that you needed.
Yeah.
And the financial stress that puts you under. It's understandable that you're feeling this way.
Yeah, it's really, really overwhelming, like, and there's nothing that I can really do about it.
So if there was one thing that you were to focus on first, what do you think that would be?
I think it would just be learning how to calm down and realizing like there's nothing that I can do, because I feel like talking with you is kind of made me realize all of these things kind of intertwine, and it's just it's not under my control, like I can't do anything about it. So I feel like I just need to learn how to accept that. I'm just not sure how to go about doing that.
Do you think that you talk negatively to yourself when you're feeling anxious?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So something that I found has helped me in the past is changing my negative self-talk to positive self-talk. Because we say a lot more things to ourselves than we know. And if we even change half of those things to positive things, then usually you feel a lot more confident.
So what would be an example? Like, say I'm feeling down and I'm saying to myself, like, you're useless, you can't do anything right, you have no control, like, you're, how would I make that a positive?
Well, saying, like you said, that you have no control over a situation, it could be saying, well, the next step is an adventure, I just don't know what kind of adventure it is yet.
Okay, that's great, that made me feel a little bit better.
I like to see things in adventures because it keeps everything a surprise, and usually adventures are good things. So we've kind of got the goal to be more positive when we're talking to ourselves. But I still think that there's a little bit more to be resolved. Do you agree?
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Like maybe trying to just give up the need for some control.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something I can work on.
Yeah.
And just not even not worrying about it, but just realizing that it's not in my hands. I can't do anything about it. And I just have to like go along for the ride, I guess. Because I know he will get the practicum done, and like I have no doubt that he will. It's just...
So you do have some trust in him, it's just you feel like you're not being heard.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, yeah, exactly.
So we've kind of formed some goals on how to go forward. Do you have any more questions for me?
I don't think so.
Okay. I think that we could meet again next week and discuss your progress and how you're feeling about all the things that we've discussed today.
Yeah, exactly. And throughout the week, I'll try and be more positive and like turn my negatives into positive and just try what you suggested.
It sounds like you have a lot of willpower to change, and that's very important in a client.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
No problem. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.